Hey, this is Joe Castiglione, and you're listening to Not Another Sox Podcast. Can you believe it?
Buenos noches, amigos. Welcome to a bonus episode of Not Another Sox Podcast. I am your host, Ian, here with my competitor from last week in our Red Sox Fantasy League, JustinMLB, which is his legal given name. Justin, a shame that your team is so bad at this game. Welcome on. How are you?
Well, my team is bad, so I guess since I beat you, I almost lapped you in the first matchup of the season. So I guess your team is much worse. I'm doing great, Ian.
Oh wow! Thanks for reminding me that your dog shit team. So for everyone listening, final scores for last week, we had Not Another Sox, at least my representation, Not Another Sox podcast at 124. Justin posted 210 on the week with his players. So Justin did walk away with the win, even though he's a huge fucking asshole.
Yeah,
and
I am.
What does your Twitter profile say? Underhated?
Underhated. Yeah, no, everybody should hate me more than they already do if they do hate me. Yes, absolutely.
You know what? Good. It's working, by the way, beating me in fantasy. You are the first of building out the check-ins for the fantasy league and the persons that we're playing against. Because you are the first of our check-ins coming on, I get to ask you a bit about like where your head was at, where your strategy was at when you were drafting your players, and like how some of your guys performed last week, if they overperformed, underperformed, what have you. So why don't we start with how you drafted your players?
Yeah. So my first pick was Christopher Sanchez, which it was pretty cool.
Duh.
Yeah. I mean,
Duh.
you know,
Yeah.
one of the best pitchers in baseball. It was pretty cool. Like when we did the whole when we all went live. By the way, I never got to tell you guys, you know, how awesome that was to just have so many people on at the same time. And
Thank you. It was awesome, dude. It was a blast.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. We had, everybody was there. And
the stars were out.
Yeah,
wearing their dresses.
Except for Buzz. Buzz wasn't there. He was drafting in a completely different room, in a completely different league. I don't know how that happened.
When he texted us, he's like, "By the way, you guys in here?" It's like, "What? Where are you, dude?" He's like, "I don't know, but I just got Aaron Judge," and we were all like, "Dude, we promise you did not get Aaron Judge. We have no idea where you are."
Yeah, and he's like, when we just finished, we finished. It was like I'm just making this up. Probably like close to midnight. He's like, "What do you mean? I finished like 2 hours ago, guys. Like, what are you talking about?" And So, but you know, we're not talking about Buzz's team. Buzz's team has a pretty good team for an auto drafted team, but regardless, I'm in a lot of. I love fantasy. Anytime anybody asks me to do fantasy, I say yes. Like I'm such a junkie for fantasy, especially fantasy baseball. This was a new league to me, so right away I looked at the positions, what positions we were going to have, and then since this is a point league, I looked at what's the most valuable thing in this league. The most valuable thing by far in this league is innings pitched. Innings pitched, you get 3 points per innings pitched, and that's huge. That's more than a win, which is not something that I'm used to in other leagues. In other leagues, it's usually like, you get like a point and a half per inning, and then like a win is like, 5-10 points or whatever. I knew my pitching had to be strong, but can't really sleep on offense either. So I just went with, I think Skeens was gone. I'm pretty sure Crochet was gone at the time. I had the 14th pick. And I believe someone else was gone too. Who am I missing? Scooble was gone too. So, when Christopher Sanchez, his first outing was awesome. He got me. I think he probably had the most points on my team. I forget how many points he had. But
don't worry, I can tell you. Hold on.
Thank you.
Up the rankings. Yeah, let me pull up the rankings from last week and let you know how Cy Young runner-up Chris Sanchez performed. So for yourself last week, Chris Sanchez, fuck you. Chris Sanchez performed 27 points last week of your 210 points. So he
lovely.
Put up a performance. Yeah, shut up.
It was low. It was lovely. Cock, it was great.
Ton of points.
Yeah. So, that was awesome to watch, man. I mean, pitching has to be strong. I mean, there's a lot of guys there's a lot of teams that really have like, they just filled out their their starting roster, and then that's it. They don't have any extra starters in there. And I mean, like you, the more the merrier. There's no maximum. You could pitch 1 million guys, like if you wanted to. So I mean, and it's funny. Who was it? Your co-host there thought that was a maximum of innings, and it's indeed a minimum of 20 innings pitched per matchup. So,
which wouldn't that be such a troll if they're like, oh man, you didn't pitch 20 innings, or on the other end, right? If they're like, you only get 20 innings, you better hope that you have 20 guys pitch one immaculate inning, and then that's it. No more points after that.
Pretty much.
Which, I mean, that would be, I guess, a really interesting fantasy league concept, right? But I imagine relievers would fly off that shelf so much faster than starters would. But you're right. Yeah. Starters are usually your horses in this league. They put up a ton of points. You want to definitely draft a solid starter pretty high in your draft order, and then have some pretty solid backup offense because you get those points every day. But Chris Sanchez put up a fantastic performance last week. Do you think him in particular that he's going to kind of keep that trend going throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, look, if he was my first round pick, I would expect him to. There's really no reason for him not. I mean, he's going to get your strikeouts, sure, but I feel like he is their ace now. That he's the Phillies' ace. Last year was Zach Wheeler. Now he's the ace. They're going to let him go for as long as he wants, which means he's going to get as many innings as possible. So I think he's going to be one of the top scorers of fantasy for the entire season.
That's a good call. I have the draft order up here as well. Your following 4 guys were Vlad Jr., Jackson Merrill, Freddie Peralta, and Will Smith were your top 5 picks in this draft.
Sure. Yeah.
I think those are horrible picks. I think just bad, just horrible.
I'll walk you through this since you're new, Ian, to fantasy.
So please.
You need pop. You need power. You need power. I'm going to put on captions, the closed captioning for the people because Ian is interrupting me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. Continue. Sorry. So your top five.
You need power. You need power. You need I don't care if a guy's a ZH. I don't care if he's a first baseman. Defense doesn't count. Imagine if defense counted for fantasy, that'd be fucking crazy. But Vladdy, he was the next best, power guy on available to me, I believe. I mean, this guy could, easily reach 45, 50 home runs. If he runs into that would be fantastic. You said Jackson Merrill and then Freddie Peralta and then Will Smith, right? That's that's the order.
Yep.
Yeah. Jackson Merrill was a steal. I mean, a lot of people
46 overall.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the players that were drafted around him, I feel like Jackson Merrill probably most likely has the highest ceiling of all those guys. Followed by another really, really good pitcher, Freddie Peralta, who will also give you innings, maybe the strikeouts, hit or miss on any given night. Also the Mets' horse, along with McLean. They're going to let him go as long as he wants. And then Will Smith, I mean, catching is usually pretty thin. I feel like I got one of the best fantasy catchers for the last couple of years at also really, really good value. In the middle of, the best lineup we've probably ever seen. And so far he's killing it too. He's doing he's shit all over you, Ian. I'm sorry. He did great.
Yeah, and I know you were saying best lineup you've ever seen is in like the Dodgers organization and not your whatever team you have limping to the barn next week.
I will say, so far this is kind of going a little uphill. When I'm facing the POL boys. So yeah,
gotcha. The reigning champs, reigning cheaters, which
exactly.
I don't know. I am going to die on that hill. Like, I believe, you know what? Maybe they did their research. Definitely a possibility. They actually got in there and won. I think they learned coding and got in under the system and just kind of like pulled it all apart at the end. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Fitz is a pretty smart guy. I'm sure he would cheat before drafting a decent team.
I mean, look, you know, in their defense, if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough. This is for money. You know, I'm certainly cheating. I don't know about you. So,
sick, man. Yeah. No, you're great. Thanks. Cool. Try to win a game with integrity, I guess. Fuck me for being an idiot.
Man. This is fantasy. Yeah, all that shit is out the window. This is fantasy, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah. So if I kill all 16 other teams, then I get the money.
Well, if you're killing 16 teams, you're including yourself in that, Mr. Ian. So
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
As long as I do it last. Okay. As long as I do it last, then we're good, right?
Technically, you will get the money. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll donate the money because I can't have it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah.
This got grim, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you're facing the POL boys this week. How do you anticipate that going? It looks like your scores are flip flopped 28-82 against Fitzy over at POL.
Yeah. So I mean, it's funny. Yesterday, I looked at my phone probably 24 hours ago or 23 hours ago or whatever. And the score was -6 to 30. And all I could think about is you calling them cheaters. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, maybe he has a point because there's no way. How could I have -6 points? I mean, that's ridiculous. No, but I mean, he has another really good team. He has Witt, he has Jordan, he has James Wood. I mean, that's just insane. He has Ohtani, the pitcher, which is, don't sleep on him, man. I mean, he'll put up some innings for sure. It's going to be fun. I feel like, I think right now we have the top 2 projected points so far. I mean, it's only Tuesday, so it doesn't really mean much, but right. Yeah, it's going to be fun. He has a pretty good team. I have a pretty good team, and we'll see who comes out of this week, the winner.
And that's the thing about baseball, right? And especially as Red Sox fans watching the Red Sox this last week, anything could happen, including the Red Sox just shitting an absolute brick against the Cincinnati Reds, which all the doomers need to calm down. Like the Cincinnati Reds, that is a good fucking baseball team, and Terry Francona is going in the Manager's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think the Red Sox, unfortunately, incredibly underperformed in that series, but Reds are a really good team. So anything can happen in baseball. Projected points literally mean absolutely nothing, right? Because if you have a pitcher go out there, here's a great example of why baseball is random and why I definitely lost last week, got absolutely shelled last week.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. First of all, fuck you. Secondly, but your team performed well, right? So when you pick out your players, obviously you want guys who perform well, and right under them, you want guys who have the potential to perform really well. So for myself, one guy that I had drafted let me actually see where I had drafted him in the pecking order. So I drafted him 4th overall, or number 58. I grabbed Nick Pivetta, who last year was in Cy Young conversations. He performed phenomenally. He's a guy that has a 30% strikeout rate. I mean, he was with the Red Sox. I was a big fan of him when he was here, even though he was a little up and down. Played against the Detroit Tigers and posted -11 points. Just got absolutely crushed. Tigers are a good team, very forgettable, but very good team. Put Nick Pivetta under. So that's 6 innings pitched, where all of that could have produced 3 points, so 18 points, and then strikeouts on top of that if he had gotten a win on top of that, but posted a negative 11 from a guy I drafted 4th overall on my team.
Yeah. It's tough.
Please, no. Go ahead, please.
No, I'm sorry. It's just it's tough, man. Like, a guy like that. I mean, he'll give you innings when he's good. I don't hate the move. I don't hate it. Like, it is a crapshoot. Like, as you get down these rounds, like it is starting to become less and less of a certainty that these guys are going to be able to contribute to your teams in a really, really good way. So, look, it's the first start. He could bounce back and be fine.
It's March.
Exactly.
It's fucking March. Yeah.
This is March.
Right.
Yeah. So,
and the wins still count. So, of course, congratulations to yourself on that win. This is for money. I will never wear your Pods t-shirt. You would have to hold me down and brand it onto my chest. Shut up. T-shirts.
We could probably get you a Hogdale t-shirt that's somewhere in Ed's basement or attic or somewhere.
Or somewhere in Ed's shrine of Hogdale.
Yeah.
He keeps in his house.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
But I actually wanted to point out another player that I had last week that another reason why baseball is so random and why I really think my team got dragged down was Carlos Estevez, who big story coming out of camp. His fastball velocity was a little down, but in the last 3 seasons, he has been a save leader. He's been playing phenomenally. Drafted him 11th overall on my team. That's a guy. Hey, he can get 30 to 40 saves this year. First step on the mound, gave up 6 runs, blew the save, posted a negative 21 points for me. That's baseball brutal. Is random. Yeah, got crushed. That is quite literally for a fantasy team and a real team. That's a blown save. Gave up 6 runs. I was so mad about it. And now I'm in the market for a reliever because it looks like he's, taking a few steps back. Fucking pot on Lansdowne the other day. I went in to grab Cole Sands, who's going to close for the Twins, which is like the most unfortunate role that you could play in baseball, truthfully. And now I can't have him. Yeah, POL went out, and they knew I wanted him. My other reliever, Steven Matz, oops, just kidding. Rays are having him start this year. So great. I got to post his 4 points of him as a starter, and now I have no closers. So,
yeah, I mean,
who you got? Can I have your closer? Give me your closer.
So I have Morahone. Is he even closing? I think maybe. No, I don't know. I drafted Hader.
Oh, no. Speaking of blowing up.
Well, I mean, he'll be back soon. He threw a bullpen session. I'm kind of at the point where I'm okay if I don't have, like, if he just never pitches and I have to drop him. I'm fine. I'm pretty sure Morahone is the closer for the Padres. Oh no! Oh Jesus! No! It's basically
come on, man!
I'm a fucking idiot.
Come on,
Jesus. I forgot he was on the Padres. Yeah.
You always have a second closer, right? Like in the Red Sox situation, you can get Chapman 2 days in a row. You can't have him 3, right? So that's when they put in, Slayton or Greg or Weissert. I think Morahone is the second closer for them because Mason Miller, unfortunately, riddled with injury history. He throws 102. Like Mason Miller is Mason Miller for a fucking reason. But I think Morahan's going to close for them a couple times this year. So,
well, don't forget too, holds are as many points as saves are. So you don't even need a closer. You could just have a guy that just gives you holds like a Garrett Whitlock, and like that's just as good, And those are the guys that would be first in line for a save if the closer's not available, sometimes. So I feel like, look, if Morahone's giving you holds, and then I got, Jordan Romano. I don't even know what his deal is. I just picked him up.
I don't think he does either. He was one of those Angels like buy low potentials.
Weird.
I hope there's still a dude in there. I hope, like
maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. And then Will Vest is just a really good, solid pitcher. I'll just see where it goes. But that like Romano and Vest are just going to be one of those 2 guys for me where I'm just probably going to cycle through. Like when they're not giving me points, or they're just not pitching enough, I'm probably just going to find whoever's next. And I'll probably just end up going from there until Hader's ready. And then we'll figure that out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're right at about the 20-minute mark now. We try and keep these episodes between 15-30. I would like to close it out tonight before we, of course, get your chronically online credentials, as it were. I would love to do like best and worst performers last week, your projected best and worst performers this week. I'd love to go first personally because I'd love to close out with your projections. But for myself, last week, my best performer was, believe it or not, Garrett Crochet. Gave me 23 points. He had the start in Cincinnati, posted 8 strikeouts over 6 innings. And then as far as offense goes, Brendan Donovan put up 17 points for me last week, which was pretty insane. But, close follow-ups on your pitcher front. I also had Max Fried and Dylan Cease perform well. But my best performer was Garrett Crochet. My worst performer, by a mile, pretty much canceling out all of Garrett Crochet's points, was Carlos Estevez. Posted me a negative 21 last week.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Not
Shut up.
I'm looking right now. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. You're a fucking cock, dude. You're a huge cock.
I know.
And then for this coming week, Ryan O'Hearn has already posted me 9 points, which if he gets hot, that would be great to see. But I think my number one performer this week, today's Tuesday. I think I'm going to go Brian Bayo because I'm going to get 2 starts out of Brian Bayo. I think he's going to be my best performer this week. My worst performer this week, I think I'm going to go Zach McKinstry of the Detroit Tigers. He's kind of their everyman, and he's been good, but he's a defensive guy, right? Yeah. He's a utility man. He'll post you a few points here and there, but I don't think he's going to post me much more than a big old goose egg, and I'm hoping that's the lowest my team gets this week. So that's kind of where I am. I would love to hear your best and worst player last week, who you think is going to be your best and worst player this coming week, and then where people can find you on Twitter.
Absolutely. Best player, Christopher Sanchez, obviously. Just fucking horse, 27 points. I think it wasn't even really close. All the rest of my pitchers really didn't even come into the 20s.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, man. It's just great. It's lovely to be me. My worst player, I mean, I'm trying to see here. I don't have anybody in the negatives. Let's see. Probably. No, Johan Oviedo. He didn't even pitch in our matchup. He pitched yesterday, so it would probably have to be Ryan Jeffers, I guess. Or no, Ryan Jeffers. I think Ryan Jeffers. Because he played when he got me 0 points. But
be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. If my worst player is my backup catcher, I think I'm pretty fucking set. So,
yeah. And if his worst post was 0 points, that's congratulations, man. You must feel
pretty
real good.
Yeah.
I posted negative 32 total points last week, but zeros must be great.
Yeah.
Dick.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Who do I think my best player is going to be? I am probably, just looking at it right now, if you asked me, it probably would have been, if you asked me yesterday, it probably would have been like a different answer, but I'm probably going to go with Shane McClanahan. He already has 11 points in 3 innings, which is pretty fucking good. And then because since he pitches today, he also, I get him probably Saturday or Sunday. And who do I think my worst player is going to be? I'm just going to pick
points for McClanahan, by the way, now.
Yeah. Line it up to be great. I'm just going to, my worst player, I think, is going to be Luis Arias, just to piss off my my podcast co-host, Ed Hand there. So, yeah, I think he's probably going to be somewhere in he's just going to have a bad week, negative, 3 or 4 points. You know what I mean? So, we'll go.
Yeah, he is known for striking out a lot. That's
yeah. He struck out. He struck out. Yesterday or 2 days ago? I think. Yeah. So.
Did he really? So. He struck out.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah.
Well, Ed Hand, we know you're listening. Take that, you absolute goofball. Justin, where can people find you online? What podcast are you representing, and where can people find your podcast online?
I am gracious enough to be hosting on Pod by the River with my boys Owen, Buzz, and the gracious Ed Hand. You can follow me pretty much only on Twitter for the most part. JustinMLB. Yeah, and I know I got Instagram and shit, all that shit too, but I don't really do any baseball stuff on there. So just at JustinMLB is where you can find me. And this is a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic for a second because, for some reason in the year of our Lord 2026, we just can't figure out how microphones work on computers. But fantastic. So all of our listeners, go listen to Justin over at Pod by the River. You got kind of an early view of what we think some of our fantasy is going to look like in the coming weeks. So best of luck to yourself to take down those cheaters over at Pod on Lansdowne.
Try my best.
And I'll be looking forward to reconnecting later in the season when we face each other again. So best of luck. And I love you. No, I love
you too, Ian.
No, I love you.
Talk to you later.